which constitutes a blatant and serious violation of international law, the Charter of the United Nations. We should stand firm against Israel's effort to destabilize the region and beyond. Decisions regarding the future of the Federal Republic of Somalia and the Somaliland region must be taken in a manner that reflects the will of all Somalians. Distinguished ministers, today's meeting also has a second agenda item related to the developments in Palestine. The consolidation of the ceasefire in Gaza remains a major issue. In this regard, Israel's repeated violations of the ceasefire are deeply troubling. The mechanism to be established under UN Security Council Resolution 2083 and the comprehensive peace plan announced by US President Donald Trump should pave the way for permanent peace, ensure the continuation of humanitarian assistance without restriction, the withdrawal of Israeli forces and the reconstruction of Gaza, and set the stage for the Palestinian statehood. We will support any initiative respecting three major principles, namely the unity of Gaza, the administration of Gaza by the Gazians, and the reconstruction of Gaza for the benefit of the Gazans. The situation in the West Bank, including East Jerusalem, remains equally alarming. The recent annexation moves aim to de-Palestinize and divide the West Bank and cut the link with East Jerusalem with the so-called E1 project. The state-supported settlers' terrorism against Palestinian civilians, targeting their property, agricultural lands, especially olive fields and holy sites, are systematic and escalating. Overall, these unlawful acts aim to intimidate Palestinians and to establish an environment for forced displacement. Esteemed ministers, distinguished colleagues, the OIC member states should stand with a strong and united voice against Israel's occupation and annexation policies which aim to destabilize and weaken the region. The colonial mindset of divide and rule is in action. Israel's recognition of Somaliland is yet another example. The same pattern is also seen in Sudan, Yemen, Syria, and Lebanon. Our objective remains the achievement of a just and lasting peace based on the two-state solution. This entails the embodiment of an independent, sovereign, and contiguous state of Palestine, based on the 1967 borders, with East Jerusalem as its capital. The current momentum created following the meeting on Gaza held on the sidelines of the 18th UN General Assembly in New York, 23rd September of last year, and the peace plan in Gaza should be leveraged to attain this objective. Esteemed ministers, we are following with deep concern the recent developments in the southern provinces of Yemen, directly impacting the neighboring countries. The unity, sovereignty, and territorial integrity of Yemen are essential for regional stability. The wise reaction of regional countries, particularly the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, helped de-escalation and the return to legitimate rule. We attach importance to the efforts of the Presidential Leadership Council aimed at restoring stability in the country. We support Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's efforts for stability in Yemen and welcome the call to convene a comprehensive conference in Riyadh. Turkey will stand with constitutional legitimacy in Yemen and support the legitimate government. Thank you very much for your kind attention, Your Excellencies. Now, I would like to give the floor to His Excellency Hüseyin Ibrahim Taha, Secretary General of the OIC. Excellency, please.
Your Excellency, Mr. Chair, Your Highness, Your Excellencies, Ministers, Your Excellencies, Heads of Delegations of Member States. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm honored to express my sincere thanks for your participation in this extraordinary session of the OIC Council of Foreign Ministers to discuss the developments affecting the sovereignty of the Federal Republic of Somalia following the recognition by Israel the occupation power of the so-called Somaliland region as an independent state. This development sets a dangerous precedent, constitutes a flagrant violation of international law and the principles of the United Nations Charter, and poses a threat to regional security and stability, as well as the principles of the UN charters. It is also undermines the territorial integrity of states. It seriously undermines the international order based on respect for the sovereignty and territorial integrity of states. This meeting reflects the depth of our shared concern about these serious developments and the need to adopt a united Islamic position. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, in this regard, we stress the need to have Israel, the occupation power, move to the second phase of the ceasefire agreement to achieve a complete and permanent halt to Israeli aggression, to fully withdraw from the Gaza Strip, to open all crossings, to ensure humanitarian assistance, and to prevent the displacement of the Palestinian people. In conclusion, we are called upon to support the Federal Republic of Somalia, its territorial integrity as well as sovereignty. We are also called upon to reaffirm our support for the rights of the Palestinian people and to act in a politically coordinated manner to address the challenges associated with the Israel occupation. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Excellency, Secretary General of the OIC, we fully appreciate the fact that the OIC has swiftly reacted to the provocative act by Israel, infringing upon Somalia's national unity and territorial integrity, by issuing a strong statement as well as being party to the joint statement signed by the 21 OIC member states. Now I would like to invite His Excellency Abdsalam Abdi Ali, Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation of the Brotherly Federal Republic of Somalia, to deliver his statements. Your Excellency, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Your Excellency, the Chairman of the meeting, and also His Excellency, the Secretary General. Distinguished ministers and delegates, I wish to convey the sincere appreciation of the Federal Republic of Somalia to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the General Secretariat of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation for convening this emergency meeting at the moment of particular importance for Somalia and for our collective Islamic community. Excellencies, this extraordinary session conveys a clear and principled message. The sovereignty, unity, and territorial integrity of OIC member states are inviolable and non-negotiable. These principles are not procedural formalities. They constitute the foundation of international order and the credibility of our organization. Somalia, therefore, welcomes the unified and principled position emerging from this Council that no member state of OIC should be subjected to unlawful political action without a collective and responsible response from the Islamic world. Excellencies, Somalia appears before you today to address this serious unlawful development. The unilateral claim by Israel to recognize parts of Somalia, northwestern region, as independent entity. Let me state clearly, such a claim is null and void, carries no illegal fact, and constitutes a clear violation of Somalia's sovereignty, unity, and territorial integrity. The region referred to, Somaliland, is integral and inseparable part of the Federal Republic of Somalia. It boasts no separate international legal status, and no external actor has the authority to alter Somalia international recognized borders. This action stands in direct contradiction to the principle of the United Nations Charter and runs counter to the values upon which the OIC was founded, including respect for sovereignty, unity, and non-interference in internal affairs of states. Selective application of international legalities sets a dangerous precedent. If borders can be altered through unilateral political declaration, then no state is secure and regional stability everywhere is placed at risk. Excellencies, this issue extends beyond Somalia alone. It carries a serious implication for stability in the Horn of Africa, for security in the Red Sea corridor, and for international maritime security and counter-terrorism efforts. Somalia continues to pursue a determined and international support effort against terrorism and violent extremism. At such critical juncture, actions that undermine state authority risk creating security vacuums that are too often exploited by extremists and destabilizing forces. Therefore, Somalia reiterates a clear and established principle. Any foreign military and security, intelligence or strategic presence on Somali territory without the explicit consent of the federal government of Somalia constitutes a violation of sovereignty and international law. Similarly, any political, economic or security engagements conducted with subnational entities outside of Somali constitutional framework are illegitimate and without legal standing. Your Excellencies, Somalia's unity is not only a legal of matter, It's a national responsibility and matter of dignity. After decades of hardship, Somalia is steadily rebuilding its institutions, strengthening governance, and advancing national reconciliation. And I will take one example that December 25, elections after 60 years happened in the region of Banadr, the capital of Mogadishu. But unfortunately, this unlawful incident happened December 26, which makes unfortunate for the Somali people and the Somali government. At such sensitive moment, encouraging sectionist narrative does not contribute to the peace or stability, rather it risks and undermines them. History has shown that fragmentation is rarely contained when the unity of one broader regionality and Somalia remains fully committed to unity, reconciliation and constitutional order. We will continue to defend our national unity through lawful, peaceful and multilateral means. Excellencies, in the spirit of solidarity and shared responsibility, Somalia respectfully calls upon the Organization of Islamic Cooperation to reaffirm clearly and consistently Somali sovereignty, unity and territorial integrity. Refrain from any form of engagement with the so-called Somaliland authorities and treat any claim of recognition as a null and void. Reject any agreements of arrangements concluded outside Somali constitutional framework and support coordinated diplomatic action at the international level to prevent, reverse unlawful precedents. Excellencies, Somalia express deep appreciation to all member states that have already voiced firm and principled support for Somalia's sovereignty and unity. Such positions reinforce regional stability and uphold the rule of international law. Somalia's support for the Palestinian people remains historic and unwavering. We stand firmly for justice, reject occupation and forced displacement, and uphold international law. Somalia categorically rejects any attempt to forcibly relocate the Palestinian people into its territory and will not permit the use of Somalia soil for military action for any nation. At the same time, Somalia emphasizes that justice cannot be emphasized through violation of another state's sovereignty. Consistency of principle is essential to international credibility. I would like to conclude, Your Excellency. Allow me to conclude that clear message: Somalia's sovereignty, unity, and territorial integrity are non-negotiable. Unilateral recognition of sectionist entities is illegal, destabilizing, and dangerous. Any foreign engagements with subnational actors outside Somalia's constitutional order is illegitimate without effect. Somalia remains firm, confident in the solidarity of this Council and resolute in defending its unity and territorial integrity. I thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, esteemed Minister. Rest assured that the OIC will not allow Israel to impose yet another fait accompli in our region. We are also fully aware of the myriad of challenges Somalia is facing, and we will collectively help Somalia overcome them, inshallah. Now, I would like to give the floor to Her Excellency Vershim Agabekian Shahain, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Expatriates of the State of Palestine, to deliver her speech. Her Excellency.
معالي الأمين العام لمنظمة التعاون.
Secretary General of the OIC, Mr. Hussein Ibrahim Taha, Deputy Foreign Minister of the Republic of Turkey, Mr. Musa Kulaklikaya, Representative of the Foreign Ministry, Foreign Minister of the Federal Republic of Somalia, Mr. Abdulsalam Abdulalim, ladies and gentlemen, excellencies, very grateful for convening this extraordinary meeting at a critical stage in the history of our Islamic nation, which requires that we stand together to our responsibility and to abide by international law in line with our principles to defend our territorial integrity. We want to thank Mr. Mahmoud Abbas and the Palestinian people to extend to the King of Saudi Arabia and the Prime Minister Mohammed bin Salman for the unlimited support they are giving to the Palestinian people for the enjoyment of the inalienable right of the Palestinian people and for the establishment of the State of Palestine on the 4th June 1967 border. We also express our gratitude to you all for your support of the Palestinian cause and for all of the causes that the Islamic Ummah is embarking upon. We also want to thank the OIC Secretary General for the efforts they are making. Ladies and gentlemen, the State of Palestine supports the Federal Republic of Somalia and supports the territorial integrity of the Republic of Sinai. We condemn the Israeli interference in the internal affairs of Somalia. We affirm that the recognition by the Israeli entity of the so-called Somaliland is a threat to the peace and stability of the international law, and we consider it null and void. The attempt by Israel is coming at a time when we are trying to instill peace in the region, and at a time they are trying to displace the Palestinian people, and at an extension of the genocide they are taking place in Palestine. They are trying to create a fait accompli in the Middle East and to destroy our history. We call for penal code measures to be taken against the colonial Israeli authority because it does not respect the international law. Therefore, we call on member states to implement the resolutions of the previous summits, that is to break all relations with the occupying authority and to use our relations with countries to force Israel to abide by international law and international humanitarian law and to respect human rights. In this regard, we reject and condemn the visit of the Israeli foreign minister to Somaliland because this is out of the international consensus. The State of Palestine affirms our firm position against the displacement of the Palestinian people and the return of the Palestinian refugees in line with international law. Excellencies, we in Palestine, we are the first line of defense of the Islamic and Christian holy sites and the integrity of our people against the Israeli occupation, which tries to create what is called the Greater Israel. We stand with the Palestinian people in all levels of their struggle. Today we are in need of intensified effort to support the Palestinian people and to confront the genocide that is being perpetrated by Israel, including their attack in the West Bank and the Al-Qudus. We are facing a serious challenges that requires international effort to force Israel to respect international law. Therefore, we demand the Security Council to assume the responsibility and to come up with resolutions that force Israel, the occupying authority, to stop its actions in the occupied Palestine as well as the West Bank and their attempts to create the so-called Greater Israel. Excellencies, we have welcomed the plan to stop the aggression proposed by President Trump and his statement that there is not going to be displacement and there is not going to be occupation, and this is part of the Security Council Resolution 2813, and to move on to the next stage and to start recovery and to reject and to Israel continues to breach the ceasefire and they continue to use the old methods and they are trying to force the Palestinian people to provoke the Palestinian people and attacking camps, universities, and continue to confiscate lands and continue to destroy and arbitrary arrests, and also the apartheid system that, and as well as the killing of people in the West Bank and continuing to destabilize the place. And this is a continuation of what they are doing in the so-called Somaliland. We recall for the support, which they call for the support of the plan re-announced by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in New York to confront the illegal blockade imposed by the occupying power against the Palestinian state. This is an attempt that is going to prevent the Palestinian people from enjoying the independence they deserve. We believe that this meeting is going to send a message that the state of Palestine or Somalia or any part of the Islamic world is in solidarity with them. The only way to prevent Israel is to stand against them and to support the Palestinian people and defend their Islamic and Christian holy sites. Any action other than this is going to encourage Israel to continue in its path. We look forward today that we stand together with the state of Palestine to achieve independence on the land of Palestine, the land of peace. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Esteemed Minister, thank you very much. Your speech highlighted the extent of the threat Israel poses to the peace and stability of our region. We should continue to act in unity to dismantle any scheme of Israel which aims to expel the Palestinian people from their very own homeland. Now I would like to give the floor His Excellency Selim Modo Niji, Minister of Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation and Gambians abroad, to deliver his speech on behalf of the Gambia, Chair of the 15th Islamic Summit. Your Excellency, floor is yours.
Thank you, Your Excellency, my dear brother. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Your Excellency, Dr. Hakan Fidan, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Turkey and Chairman of the 51st session of the Council of Foreign Ministers of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, Your Highness,